how we know we're ready? Now recording. I was telling somebody about the show and was like, "Hey, we changed our format." I guess that was Saturday. And I was like, I want you to listen to it and see if you can tell the audio difference. Like, listen to episode 250 or whatever, and then listen to the last one and see if you can tell the improvements in the audio streaming quality. So maybe we'll get some feedback.
Out of here with the helicopters, go, bitches!
Somebody's watching the stream trying to find it.
I was trying to track it down. I cannot remember exactly where it was.
We are live.
Oh well.
I don't remember when it happened. I was like, I literally walked out of the room. I was like, BRB, and Renee's dying.
Yeah.
You came back to hijinks, like the result of hijinks.
I don't even think I heard him laughing I just could hear him through the hallway, through the door. I was like, he just
fucking breathe.
Y'all got him tickled. Y'all got him tickled.
I don't even know what happened.
I didn't even think about it. It was me, but like I hadn't even thought about what I was doing. And then Buish made a comment.
And that killed it.
And then that just got Renee started.
That was it. Renee was
He
Renee
would
was
not
out.
stop.
Renee. All right, let's do this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 345 of the NOFODcast. We are No Outside Food or Drink, the Southeast premier video game and Warzone streaming podcast. That's right, we're back at it. 2 straight weeks of Warzone streams. Just when you thought you were safe and we were going to do some other content, we're back. It's more Warzone.
We're back, bitches.
Back, bitches. Getting the helicopter, bitches, I think is what I heard on the stream. Tonight's news: Xbox's stream your own games now available. Oblivion remaster leaks? ? Super fucking excited about this one. Marathon first look and release date. There was a Mario Kart World Direct. And we have your mid-April Game Pass games. I am one of your hosts, Richard Bergman, joined tonight by Newsmaster Brant McKee.
What's up?
How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm doing good.
Buish is here. He says embarrassing Warzone.
Embarrassing Warzone.
That's all we know.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
Did you get a win? Are we 2 weekends with no wins?
No, we were.
No. We got closer. I think we got like third twice.
Yeah.
Closer.
Third
we got
was
second. The first weekend, we got like second 3 or 4 times. We were so close every time. Remember we came out of that tunnel charging up the staircase and got just mowed down?
Yeah, but this is Verdansk, right? So that one's typically a little bit harder to get towards the end. I mean, there's some caveats to the sweatiness in this mode, so...
Is Verdansk, can you do Resurgence yet? That's what I need to know.
No.
Not yet.
Okay, I was ready to stop the show and go play right now, if that was the case.
Oh, we were just going to abandon all hope?
Yeah, that was going to be it. I was ready. I was ready to do some Resurgence on that map.
Yeah.
I want to have a chance to play that map and like explore it and figure out some of the cool things about it without the
You can with the casual mode. You can with the casual mode. Because it's like, we could talk about this later. I mean, there's literally bots that just walk up to you and we mow them down. I got more annoyed because the bots are in front of my face. And I'm like, leave me alone. I'm trying to do things.
Yeah, the bots
like,
keep
stop making me
in.
killing you. I'm not trying to be sweaty. I was like, stop running towards my bullets.
Yeah. You're padding my numbers. I don't need this. You're
Yeah,
not real.
I didn't ask for shit.
Okay, cool. I wondered if y'all tried the mode. We were talking about it.
That's exclusively the mode we did. We did one mode of Resurgence, and we went right back to Verdansk casuals.
Immediately.
Because Resurgence, I'm assuming, is still the Escape Island or whatever they call that thing. Rebirth.
Rebirth
Island.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yeah, it's we posted up in a room and immediately got like ran by a whole freaking team. They just oh my gosh.
They're so sweaty, man. I landed in the water. It's like people jumped in the water to chase me. It's like, oh my God, just let me be. They're like, they went in the water. It's like multiple times. It's like super sweaty.
Chasing you in the water. I guess we're starting with games played. Do we want to reverse it? Because Brant, you were close to telling the story, and Buish in the chat says Brant's urination was a highlight. So I don't know if Brant played Death Stranding on a stream, or if that's the story that needs to be told. Y'all want to get into that and then do?
Yeah, we can swap it up.
Let's go for it. Yeah,
we can swap it up.
Flip flop.
Okay, so yes, there was a little hijinks. Both Cesar and myself stepped away. Cesar said he's like, I'm gonna go hit the bathroom real quick, and I was like, I'm gonna go get something to drink. In our fridge, we have a Brita pitcher, but it's not like just the pitcher; it's like the reservoir that has the little pour spout. So I put the cup in there, go to pour the water, and it starts going.
I'm assuming with a hot mic is where this all comes from.
And yes, I forgot to mute myself, and Buish is like, wow, somebody's really got a good stream going there.
Yeah. KT says the stream on stream.
Yeah,
that might be the episode title. The stream on stream.
After he starts saying that, Renee just starts dying laughing. I start letting it go, and then I'll stop it for a second, let it go, stop, go, stop, go.
Oh, God.
And then just let it go. And Renee is absolutely freaking... He cannot breathe.
So this is what got him. This is what had him in tears.
It's that cute, that weird kitchen humor, because I think I showed him some kind of TikTok where somebody was like trying to call out going to work, and they just went to the microwave and was pressing the button into the terms of like a heartbeat sensor. So yeah, man, they running all these tests on me. I don't know if I'll be able to make it in today. And he's like dying laughing.
I've never heard of that before. That's good. Yeah. This is a really good
It sounds just like it's hooked up to a heart monitor machine. Yeah, they're running all kinds of tests. I don't know if I'll be able to make it in today.
Or you could just be sitting in McDonald's with all those like alarms and bells and whistles that go off for like fries and hash browns and stuff. Kitchen humor. Oh boy, the stream on stream. Brant, we might get a ban from Twitch. They might come after us for your passing of wastes on stream.
It sounded and it was, I didn't even think about it.
As
soon as we said it, I was like, oh my gosh.
So you guys tried Resurgence on Rebirth, which is where that's still stuck at, but then you pivoted to Verdansk with the new the bot mode.
We started out with the casual
is what they call it.
About midway through, we switched it up, tried a Resurgence, and all votes agreed we should go back to the casual mode.
Yeah. So what did that consist of? What exactly is that? We talked about it in chat a little bit, but I didn't play it with you guys.
It's supposed to be a mixture of people and bots, right? It's supposed to be more of a less sweaty mode. Yeah. It's not really introductory. It's supposed to be for like people who just want to like do Call of Duty and just kind of like we always talk about, like just kind of like cruise. Now I always feel like we're on the run, always on a high, can never get established.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we like I can. I'm not gonna speak for everybody, but it seems like when we played that, we always had a chance, right? It's not like the other mode where we're getting shot down or people chasing us down as soon as we land. Like, I mean, if we lose, it's because we ran a bad play, right? That was like we didn't plan it out well. There's maybe once or twice where it just was some of the gas were landed on there. Like the only bad thing about this mode, people will camp out by stations. So it's like it was tough to go out there to buy people back. They knew it. They're just camping it out, just killing people as they come back there and buy them. And then, and depending on where you land, if you're like on a roof, like they land on a roof and they got the height advantage, they'll just take advantage of you, type of thing. So it's just some stuff like, it's just some of it's luck of the draw, but it's not like what it was when we did Resurgence, where I got the brunt of it last night, where I literally landed in the water, and I was like, all right, I start swimming. And I look at the kill cam. Somebody literally sees me land in the water and jumps in and goes after me. I wasn't even fucking with them. So I was like. Like they go out of their way to go murder me, and to take nothing off my body. I was like, all right, whatever, dude. I didn't have anything. Congrats,
just to kill you.
Yeah.
Buish says buy stations were hot, so they were rough, huh?
And there's a lot of people camp out in that casuals mode with snipers. Like they'll just sit there and just park somewhere and try to snipe people.
Get on a
Oh, there's camping in the casuals mode too.
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
But it's not as fast paced, because I think there's some modes where I kill a good mixture of people and bots, and like you kill a real person when it gives you like plus 200 points. You send somebody to the gulag. If you get plus 200 points, you just killed a bot.
Yeah.
So a lot of them you can tell was bots because like me, we're just laughing around as they were like doing this motion, running into the mountains and shooting randomly. So I was like,
just poorly trained AI.
Yeah.
So it had a better feel to it. It was more of our vibe.
Oh yeah.
So how did we fall off? Because we used to play just regular Warzone and be pretty competitive day in and day out. Is it just cheating that they haven't been able to curb?
I mean, we're rusty. I mean, I think we could probably get there if we play every weekend again. It's just, I don't know, man. It's like it started falling off with the new move mechanics when we went to the new Black Ops.
Black
right?
Ops 6.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
6. Yeah, I think it said that weird move mechanics is where once they changed that whole layout, how those characters move, is where it got weird.
We did not like it after that.
We got killed in weird angles and stuff like, oh, I'm not sure about that, or how did he got me, or when we try to shoot somebody, or like twisting in the air and stuff like that. So
yeah, we bounced after that. All right, so I got to try that mode with you guys.
Don't know if Brent wants to add anything on there or not from said moto.
And the urinator.
No.
I haven't seen seen Renee on the chat. I was wondering if Renee was going to chime in during the urination bit.
I'm getting notified like crazy. He's walking around the house outside, setting off every camera. I don't know what he's doing.
What does he do out there?
He's doing something.
Do y'all want to cover any other? I have a game acquired, and I have not had time to play a damn thing for like 2-3 weeks. It feels like.
For me, I think yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, I'm getting thrown off here. My $150 copy of Lunar came for PS4.
Ooh, what comes with the $150 version?
It's the same as the regular price version. It's just that they're already scalping it because they sold out in Amazon. You can't buy them anymore.
But that's what it is. Okay, it's not a special SKU. This is the current going rate, is what you're saying.
Damn.
Yeah. It's like I don't know what's going on with them on that one. So I luckily you couldn't pre-order the game, so I think I woke up Friday morning and ordered a copy immediately at the regular price, and I think by then they've been out of stock since then. So.
Oh, Brant's got his copy, $150.
Same.
Yeah,
you guys have $300 in video games.
I got the more reasonable price Switch one as well. So
that one's not seemingly out of print.
You can get the plentiful Japanese version with the English installed. So it's like it's not that expensive to get.
So right now, all of the versions, the PS4, Xbox, and Switch version, are out of stock, and they are selling them definitely more marked up. For whatever reason, Gung Ho did their distribution. It was just crap.
They're usually solid, right? If I remember right, their previous releases. No, it's always this way.
This is their first major release because I think I'm worried about Trails in the Sky because remember they're doing the Trails in the Sky remake this fall. So
like Cesar, I got the notification saying that the pre-orders you could buy it. The pre-order option was off, but it went available like Friday morning. So I went ahead and I had it saved on my wish list. I went ahead and bought it. And like within not even an hour, 30-40 minutes, you started seeing it. PS4 version's out of stock. Okay, it's back in stock. Okay, it's out of stock. And then all the other ones followed suit.
Damn.
And then people started immediately.
People are buying Lunar. This is good. They're going to print more.
People started putting up their copies, for double, triple the price. And
everything has come out,
has said that, they are sorry for the inconvenience and that they plan to do more print runs, and as long as the demand is there, they will continue to print this game. As soon as the demand goes down, they will cease the production.
Right. So do not overpay these people flipping these copies.
No. Yeah, don't do it.
Unless you guys are trying to sell one, in which case put your link to your sale in the chat.
No.
People can go pay 3 times the retail amount.
I would never. I did put like maybe 10 minutes in Lunar 1, so it plays like what I remember from the PS1 version. So
faithful port.
So far, I know they changed some of the voice actress, one of the voice actors for Luna. But that was in the English version. So I don't play that. I play Nihongo anyway. So that it sounds true as to the PlayStation 1 or the 2 Saturn versions that we got, which was the standard one, which was a remake of the Sega CD, and then they came back and did the MPEG version later.
That's right. And then they changed the encoding stuff.
Yeah, and then PlayStation was the one that got the MPEG version after that. So that's why they call it complete. But
that might be the one I have. I don't have it for Saturn or Sega CD. I've got a PlayStation copy of one of the two.
But yeah, and the PSP one had the extra chapter, which is not on this version. So, which was the prequel chapter, which kind of spoils some stuff.
Yeah.
So like that's mostly for people who've played the game before. He added some context for some of the villains later on in the end. Kind of explains why they were doing what they're doing, type of stuff. But yeah, it seems like it plays. I mean, if you remember the PlayStation copy, it plays like a faithful port. You can speed up battles, which is huge for me because coming from Suikoden 1, Suikoden 2, you can speed up battles on that one, but it only gave you the ability to speed them up even faster as you leveled up, which really irritated me. So I can only go like 2x, and I think after you level up to a certain part, then you can go like 4x. I was like, why can't I just get 4x from the beginning? Because I don't like sitting there and watching.
So weird. What are they trying to make sure you like learn the mechanics or something? How
like 16 members to sit there and waste their turns. I was like, oh my god, I just want to get through it. I mean, I already know. Like the only times I have to actually slow down the battles is during a boss, because I can't just fucking just willy hit A on there because I'm playing both of those in hard mode. There's a trophy.
It's weird gatekeeping or something. I don't know what the term is. That's bizarre game design, right?
And then this one you can save anywhere. So which was my biggest gripe with the Suikoden collection because you could not save anywhere, and
you mentioned that
you have to save in the inn, or it has save points that are scattered throughout certain story segments. So that. I hope they patch that out at some point. Patch that ability in there, but you can on Lunar. I think I pulled that after the first cutscene. I just pulled up and I can save immediately right there.
Nice.
So
nice,
which is welcomed.
Yeah, should be in these things when they re-release them at this point.
Yeah.
But I think I saw Jason Schreier. I think he's like, look at this timeline we're in, and we got a re-release of Lunar, Suikoden, Saga Frontier 2. I'm looking at my PlayStation RPGs. I don't know how much left I got that I have to hold on to, like outside of maybe J Cocoon, Kuldeka, Legend of Legaia. There's not much RPG related stuff that it's kind of hard to find.
Rhapsody got a re-release, didn't it?
Yeah.
What about
we actually got the full trilogy of Rhapsody. We only got the first one here. Like they went ahead and released 2 and 3.
Yeah. What about Brigandine?
Brigandine, yeah, that was a remake that came out on PS4 on Switch. So I mean, that's been remade.
Golden.
We got Tactics Ogre. The only one we're missing is Ogre Battle. So I mean, there's only like a handful
Final
of
Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah,
that's rumored, right? Like super heavily rumored.
There's a remake. That and 9 is the big stuff that supposedly there's a remake coming, not just a 8 remaster, but like a remake. But it's not much left. I mean, there's some odd ones that I would like to see. Saikyu, Journeys West. I mean, some of that stuff you could just put on Sony service, right, to get out there. So like Wild Arms, and Wild Arms 2, we got that. So I'm like, I would like to see like a collection of that, but we at least got
Wild Arms collection.
Yeah, I would love to see it.
That'd be awesome.
I would, because I mean, there's a remake to Wild Arms 1 that I haven't seen since the PS2, which is Alta Code F,
and it's very expensive.
Yeah. But outside of that, I think the only other game I've been playing is the one that Brand has hinted at. It's like everybody's game of the year was Blueprints. I was actually just playing it just now.
I think Buish touched that too. I didn't get much from him review wise though. I don't think he got too far into it.
It is. I'm not a particularly big fan of roguelike or puzzles, but that's exactly what it is. So I mean, you get a 9 row by 5 column grid, and there's a room at the very end that you have to get access to. And the roguelike part comes in as you walk through. You generate floor plans, and the floor plans are random, right? That's the roguelike component. It's not sure where you're gonna pull. You get a certain amount of steps a day, which I think is 50. So you can only go in and out of a room 50 times. You have to call it a day. You have to. You can't stay overnight when you get there. You can't stay overnight to a manor. It's like I said, everything is pretty much random, and then you get these items like keys, gems, and coins, and like the keys and gems are stuff you needed to get access to other areas to use floor plans or build floor plans. So like if you don't have these items, then you'll get a floor plan. It's like I can't build it because I don't have gems for it, which sucks ass. And it's like it might be an area that you need to get access to, right? So
it sounds like an old like Windows 95 game or like something I would have played on the Apple IIe.
Yeah, this is something that like you think you would have saw on in the past. Like one of those. It's a first-person adventure, so it's the art style's pretty good on there too. As you go through, you get bits of story, like you're in your uncle's manor, and you're trying to get to a room. I forgot what the room is, not top of my tip of my tongue, but there's a room at the end, which is the 46th room, and you get your inheritance in there. And as you go through, there's a story you unlock. I don't want to go too much into details. Like you go into different rooms and you learn about, I think, a character that's part of his family, that could be his daughter or something like that, who was like an author, and she wrote this book, and it was being used as like like people were like literally killing like royals over it, because it's like they took it as a defiance to political power, and that's not why she wrote it. She just wrote it because she wanted to tell a good bedtime story to her kids and her son, and and then she magically disappears, and then you find like this fallout shelter where you think she might have been hiding in there. Like as you go through, that's like bits in there. Like you get bits of stories.
Into this, yeah.
Like you just get it as you go through. It's not the whole story yet, so I don't know what I'll find at the end of it. So like you get like one day, 50 steps, then you got to retire. I think that's like the basic principle of it. And you just gotta remember to like ration your resources, because like as you get up further up north, there's going to be more locked doors. You have to have more keys, more floor plans. You'll need gems to build out there. So it's like, I think I had a good run maybe two nights ago. I think I was up to like 11 p.m. I was like, oh, this is a good run. I got to the fucking final room, and then it turns out the door was closed. So there's a lever I have to push somewhere to open the fucking door. It's never what it seems, man. So I was like, shit, how do I open that shit? I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm stuck again. So I was like,
oh my gosh.
So it's like it's this game really they really push you to keep a pen. Like this is the shit that you love, Richard. They want to keep you a book, pen and pad, write shit down. Like all right, make notes. Like all right, that way you come back on there, because it's like you'll find safes and the dates never change, and like there's safes that you just go in here like, oh, I know the combination on here, and you just got to remember. So like a lot of stuff I remember on here. So far so good. I'll just go in here. Oh yeah, I remember the reason on there, because a lot of it's just mixed with dates. So, but I sunk maybe 10 hours into it. It feels like I only played like an hour, because it's like I literally was just playing now. I think that's why I didn't quit on y'all, because I was like, I finally got the fucking car keys, and I was like, all right, let me see what's in this trunk. It's a floppy disk. I'm sitting there running around with a floppy disk trying to find a computer to upgrade my floor plans, and I was like, fuck, I don't have a room with a computer, so I had to take a L on that run. I was like, now I got to go find the car keys again, because I couldn't check it in before I ran out of steps. So it's like it's a 100% roguelike. So like they give you ability to like check in some certain items. There's some stuff in there as you go up. So like my recommendation for that is you'll get rooms that go nowhere, that spit out to an end. I always put those at the very end as you can, the four corners or the very end of the map, and use them often and early, because once you take them out of your rotation, it is less likely that when you come up to the top, when you need to get somewhere that has like a 4 cross roads or some way that you need to open up, the roll of the dice, you may just get up a fucking one room thing with no way out. So it's like your best bet is to use those early, so you can get that off your plate. They will come up less often once you use them. So it's like I said, it's roguelike. You got to look at it that way. So as you go up higher, it's a good time. It's not that bad. I would spend $30 for it, because I think I've got it on through PlayStation Plus. I think it's also on Game Pass.
Okay, so it's in a bunch of the services.
It's part of the subscription service. Yeah, if you have that subscription, and you can play it included with the subscription. I would pay money for it. I would actually buy a physical copy of the game. It's pretty good. I think I'm on day 16. I just ended up day 16. So I mean, if you want something chill, it's a good time, and you don't want to sit there and spend hours. So like if you got like 15-30 minutes, that's pretty much how long it probably takes for you to kind of properly play a map. So I mean, if you're also a puzzle-based person, it's a good time. So it's a real chill experience. It's like that feeling I always tell some people just talk about when they go like, oh, I'll just go in there and play Destiny for the shooting mechanics. I don't really do shit. I just go in there because it feels good to shoot a gun in that game,
Yeah.
So it's like it's that kind of comfort food. That's the way I can best describe it. So it might be something that a friend of the show, Mark Knight, might enjoy. since he has Game Pass. It might be something he needed to download on next since he's a big puzzle-based person. So
I have Game Pass.
Yeah.
Blueprints. Everybody kept saying Blueprints, and I was like, "What the hell is?" And you mentioned Blueprints, but it's Blueprints like the royalty title, right? Prince, like the musician.
Play on words.
Yeah,
it might be a it might be a play on words in there. Yeah, I just haven't gotten to the story yet because, like I said, it feeds you crumbs of the stories that go through there, and some of the stuff you have to infer. Like I went through this whole book about, like, I got a lot of backstory in the archives room, and so and there's like a page missing, so I was like, I don't know the full story yet, so. It's really well done, so I've enjoyed it. So,
is it on PC Game Pass? Is this something I could play on my?
If you have Game Pass on PC, yes, yeah, you can. Yep,
interesting.
You can. And I think I mentioned this before. If you have the Portal, it is a part of the PlayStation Plus service. You can stream it because I've streamed it. I streamed it in bed, so yeah, I'll play a couple rounds before I go to sleep. So.
What does it look like? Like you kind of painted a picture, but is it a 3D action thing you're moving around, or is it just a
first person 3D? Kind of it's graphically done. It's pretty well. It's like a painted, kind of like a color painted style. It's not it's not like super detailed, but I think for what it is a good balance. Like there's a lot of details in the rooms. You got to pay attention to the paintings on the walls. I mean, there's like the rooms are well decorated. Like there's a lot of care that was put in this game. Like there's a lot of clues everywhere. So you have to look. There's a number. If you look at the number of paintings on the wall of drawings, like there's pairs on there, and there's a reason why. Like there's parts of the story that like, hey, pay attention to the paintings. Like, they want you to kind of go around and explore everything and touch everything. So like graphically, it looks well. I don't know how I can do it justice on there, but it does look like color. Yeah, like a cell shaded color painted type thing. Yeah, so it looks good. It looks good.
Blue.
It's not much. It's not much. Like I said, it's not much dialogue. It's just you're only playing as that one character, that one protagonist. There's nobody else in that mansion. It's just him by himself. So like, there's a set of rules on there they have on there. So like, if you fuck up, you don't have to sit there and waste all your steps. I can just sit there, go in the menu, and say call it a day, and then I can save and continue and start another roll of the dice. There's puzzles in there, like the billiards room, and where you have to go to a dartboard, and they'll give you a number. You have to press a number, and then they give you like different color codings where you have to like add and subtract and divide. And from that number, depending on how many days you go, it gets worse. Like I'm at the point now where I'm doing exponentials. So like I know if I see the square in the center, I got to do 4 squared upon itself. And then subtract by this and then divide by that. So I'm sitting there like doing all this shit on the dartboard so I can open up to get keys. And I think the other one, that was one of them. And I think there's a room full of 3 chests. You get a wind-up key, and it's like, I think the rule is one statement on the chest is false, 2 of them are true, and now they're getting to the point where like they're like, oh, all these could be fucking true. Like the gems in the black box, and they said and then the other one says the black box is correct, and like this one, and then the black box has nothing on there, and I'm like, I opened up the black box. There's no fucking gems in there. I was like, how am I supposed to know which one is the right answer? Like, as more days go on, the puzzles all get progressively harder. It doesn't like whatever RNG they use in there is done well, because it's not like, oh, I know that you're not just gunning it through like, oh, da 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 da, like you're doing it like if you play a game of Clue or Memory, or it's like one of those board games. Like, all right, I already know what to do here. It changes every time. The difficulty grows more and more. Like the more days you're there, the more difficult it gets. So it's never the same. It's not like the same. It's not the same pattern every time. So, but yeah, it's like whoever made this game put a lot of care into it, and that's why people call it a perfect game. It's there, man. It's pretty close.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never thought I would enjoy myself on there. So I'm having a good time with it. So sinking more time into it than I want, because I try to play other things. I was like, let me do another run of Blueprints.
Let me go back to this.
Dude, hopefully I do a good run. Then I learn something new, and I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do another run. And it just pulls you in. So
good time sink. Oh, when you guys recommended the new Toe Jam and Earl, right? We could do that for a Saturday night stream. I think it was Cesar. Cesar, you threw it out there? Back in the groove?
Oh, hell yeah.
I took a photo and sent it to you. I was like, why are we playing this shit?
Yeah, we could be doing some Toe Jam and Earl for the Saturday night. That's that to me is like, I know everybody has their like roguelike. That to me is the random, randomly generated levels. You don't know what's going to happen. Your run can be totally screwed in like 10 minutes. You could drown in the very first part. Like Toe Jam and Earl's one of is that one for me.
Fear the dentist. Always fear the dentist.
Oh man. La la la, he's coming for you.
You hear him like 20 feet away.
Russell and I called him Michael Jackson. Like we didn't know that was a dentist. Like it was just this guy jumping around at you. We called him MJ for some reason. La la la, he was coming for you. run for Michael Jackson. Randomness. Blueprints, that sounds good. Brad, did you play some of that?
No, I have not.
You have not? Okay.
No.
Cesar alluded to it. I wasn't sure who had touched this. I keep hearing people talk about it. It's all over social media and stuff.
Surprisingly, I wasn't sure about it. I was skeptical in the beginning. I was like, and then as we keep playing through there, it's like, as a Brant's like, okay.
It scratches that itch.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna be like, Brant, I'm gonna fuck around and beat that game like he did with Silk Song.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, so when he was on the fence with Silk Song. It's like, yeah, it's fired it up, and then it's like, yeah, it's pretty good. I finished it. I was like, that's what I told Brant. You gonna fuck around and beat that game.
The Silk Song he's waiting for as he plowed through Hollow Knight, and he's the only person we know that's finished Hollow Knight like that.
Yeah. Hollow Knight, Silk Song. I just call it Silk Song.
Everybody's waiting for Silk Song.
Yeah. I'm hoping that Silk Song, if I just keep saying it, it'll just manifest itself to get into Brant's hands. It comes
out, and everybody's happy. Yeah. Brant, what did you get into? What have you been playing?
I got aside from Lunar, which came in today. I haven't gotten a chance to play that. I did acquire a few more games. I got the Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection for Switch.
I need to pick that up. I think I have it on PlayStation. Yeah.
These are the Game Boy Advance games that has Mega Man 0, 1 through 4 on there, Mega Man ZX and ZX Advent.
That's why I think you bought all those from me back in the day. At retail. I think you picked them up.
Oh, me. Oh, okay.
I feel like you bought those many years ago.
I bought a lot of Game Boy Advance games back in the day.
My location.
That was my I treated that as my Super Nintendo years.
Mm-hmm. Good years.
Next up I did get Blasphemous 2.
That's Blasphemous.
I know you said you liked that first one.
More blasphemous.
Even more blasphemous. An Easter tradition. Good job, Brant.
And last but certainly not least, a physical copy of
Little Kitty, Big City. Did you ever play this? I feel like you tried it out on something.
No, I still haven't yet. It looks ridiculously fun.
Yeah.
I played it on Game Pass on PC.
We got it on some PC bundle, I think.
Yeah. It's a good time. It's puzzle based, and it's just you just play a little kid that just fell off a windowsill and he's trying to get back home. That's it.
Brant loves the Catverse. He streamed all of Stray on this show, right?
Yep.
And we did not publish that to YouTube back in the day. We could have saved your entire playthrough.
No, I think
go back and play it again.
It is on there?
Shoot, no. It only went to
Twitch.
Brant, don't wait.
We didn't know we could save that stuff at the time.
Brant, don't wait. Fire it up now.
Play through again.
Play through on
and your Crash
Switch
Bandicoot playthroughs. Yeah, the Switch 2 rendition.
But that's it for games acquired. I actually did boot up today. Booted up the Steam Deck and got on the xCloud gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And the bug bit me to jump into Fallout 3 because I've never played Fallout 3.
What? Really?
And as we know, war never changes.
Never changes. You just want to set the world on fire?
Yeah. I don't want to set the world on fire, sir. I just want to set a flame in your heart.
This is my... Yeah, there you go.
But
you finished it. This is my significant other's favorite video game. She loves Fallout 3. Loves it.
So far, it's really, really good. I mean, like you, of course, start off your character creation, but you're like literally just born.
The Liam Neeson, no less.
Yes, Liam Neeson. I was listening to it. I'm like, is that fucking Liam Neeson? It's like, I guess that couldn't be out of the realm of possibility. I mean, they got Ron Perlman to do the intro, so why not Liam Neeson to be your dad?
Oh, Hellboy himself.
And so you're born, your mother passes. It goes to where you're a 1-year-old and you're crawling around. And what's fun is like the beginning perks, or how you pick them is like you literally like crawl over to a like a little children's book.
Yeah,
I forget
like
what it's
picking
called.
a Pokeball sort of thing.
It's called like Clever Baby or something like that. And you open it up and it's like the stats, so you can choose your stats in there,
like a baby Einstein type thing.
Then the game jumps forward. Because obviously you're a vault dweller. You start out in Vault 101. Game jumps forward. Gosh, what was it?
Like teenage years? Is that when you run into the tunnel rats and all them?
No, it's 9 years. First, so on your 10th birthday, you're given a Pit Boy and told that you're 10 now, so you will get a vault, like a responsibility job to do in the vault. And your dad kind of takes you aside after you participate in your party. There's some kind of bratty kids that give you a hard time. There's the overseer's daughter who's like actually nice to you, and she's the one that's kind of threw you the party. Your dad takes you aside, he gives you a special present, like a BB gun that he found, along with their the friend James, who's like a scientist, mechanic kind of deal.
Is that when they let you mess around with the vats? Do you do the vats with the BB gun?
Yeah.
You start killing rats or something? Or roaches, rad roaches?
Yeah. And so after that jumps forward again. What was it? To your age 16, so 6 years. Where you have to take the GOAT test to
GOAT test.
Basically determine what you're going to be in the vault. And it's got really odd, questions in there about like, if you go to have tea with grandma and she gives you a gun and tells you to go kill this person, what do? It's like, do you respect your elders and do what they say? Go shoot the person, or you throw the tea in grandma's face, You
don't leave the gun, take the cannoli.
No, the preferred option. Yeah, it's such a fun way to do. It's all a character creator, right? You're just setting up your attributes and things like that. But it's told through the story and the way they integrate it into the Pit Boy and the test and the BB gun, and they're teaching you mechanics. It's a great introduction to that game and that world.
But then you go give your test to the teacher, and he's like, "Yeah, really, this test doesn't mean crap." He goes, "If you're not happy with what you got, I can change it if you'd like." So you can, and that's more stat stuff. That's not the special. It's the regular stats, like the sneak, the speech, gun handling, explosives, stuff like that.
Lockpicking? Is lockpicking in there?
Lockpicking. And after that, it jumps ahead again. I want to say it was like 3 more years to your 19, and the Vault Keeper's daughter's waking you up, and there's an alarm going off, and your dad apparently up and left the vault. The Overseer's looking for you. He's trying to get you, and they killed James.
Oof. And
so she's like, "You've got to get out of here. Here's how you get out of here. I'll meet you there, if I can. But you've got to run. You've got to get out of here." and that's what starts your adventure. You escape the vault, and then you're out in the wasteland, and now you've got to try and track down your dad and figure out what the hell's going on. So
you had to Megaton.
So far, yep. So far, a pretty good little game. Feels just like New Vegas. I'm guessing they use the exact same engine. Yeah. That xCloud.
It's Oblivion with guns.
That xCloud game streaming is actually really good. It feels good. It's actually responsive.
Yeah.
Frame rate's really good. It feels like probably the same as if I were to pop the game into the Series X behind me and play. So.
And that engine, like they have a VAT system, so you can basically make it turn-based almost, where you have an ATB that fills up, and as a mutant or something's coming at you, you can slow down time and choose where to hit them. Like you'll have higher hit ratios if you shoot for, and it may be better off for you to shoot one of their legs out, and then now you have a better shot at like behind the armor or something like that. Yeah. So.
Because there's a whole mechanic to like crippling an enemy or shoot. You get a good enough shot, you could do critical damage and like shoot their leg off or their arm off or whatever. So
with great like slow motion scenes with that.
Yeah,
that's why the missus likes it so much. Is she doesn't have to rely on like a Twitch first person shooter style mechanic. She can slow it down with that VAT system and make it strategic. She beat that on PS3 back in the day. And then I think she's done a run on Xbox since then. Need to pop that back in and see if she's down for another playthrough. She had her same little Vault Dweller. I got her.
It's on Game Pass.
So
it's like you can boot that up freaking anywhere. And there you go.
I saw somebody online
in the bedroom there. She can.
I saw somebody online leaked out that game's getting a remake in 2026. So
it's
that would be awesome.
It's rumored, but I think I don't know.
That would be awesome.
It's possible. Anything can be possible.
Yeah.
I saw somebody on there, not the clout seekers, but somebody who has a good reputation.
Track record.
That leaked out. Yeah, that didn't say next year. I think some people were saying 2026, but somebody says that work has started on a Fallout 3 remake.
That would be a big deal. That would be a really big deal. Just like some news we're going to talk about.
You have a game acquired, right?
I do have a game acquired. And there's a little tale behind the game acquired. So there is a town in South Metro Atlanta close to us, and they had a Value Village. Have you guys heard of Value Village? Like it's a thrift store, I guess. It's a chain of thrift stores.
Mm-hmm.
Used to be one over there in Moreland. They closed it down.
Yeah, and there was one in Stockbridge. It's no longer there. I think this was the last one that I knew of that was kind of hanging around. And somebody posted on Instagram that it was now a Savers. And I had seen Savers in like game collecting subreddits and on Instagram and things like that. And I was like, well, now that it's a Savers, I got to go check that out. I got to see what it's all about. And it ended up being kind of a way more organized Goodwill. Like I can't even lump it in there with Goodwill, but I do think they're built off that donation style model. And they don't seem to have the shop Goodwill online eBay mechanic where they take all their best stuff and put it on the online marketplace and let people bid for it. So at least yet, or that I know of, because I found stuff in there. So I was like, okay, this feels like game collecting used to be. So we're kind of wandering. The whole family went, right? We're kind of wandering in there. My oldest child found some shorts, like some really nice shorts for like $5. We don't mind, thrift store stuff. We have found many good finds in there. Clothing articles, games, electronics, you name it. So I go back into I'm looking at DVDs and stuff, and I'm like, am I gonna have to search for games amongst all this? And then I look up and I see the game section, and there's an original copy of Halo. What else did I see? 2 Genesis games. It was like Madden 95 and then like PGA Tour 94, something like that. And then I see this spine up there as well. And I know immediately from the checkerboard, I'm like, this is a Master System game. I haven't seen a Master System game in the wild in 20-ish years. And it's not like I'm not getting like Shinobi or anything. This is great golf, as I'm showing on the video feed. The Mega cartridge, but it's complete, and it had it's got the cartridge in there. I didn't have a picture of my Master System games. I actually already own a copy of this cartridge, but I did not have like the case and the book and everything.
Complete, yeah.
Yeah, and somebody scribbled on like for games that don't have like a ton of value, like it's not something I'm trying to have for like a super preservation thing. I've actually like my collecting taste has pivoted to like somebody scribbled, I'm showing it on the video thing. Like this was somebody's manual, and this is what they did with their manual. And that to me is like, this game was owned. This game was loved and played, and they kept the manual, which apparently doesn't happen very often. But like this was their thing. Like I used to peel off all the rental stickers and stuff. Now if it was a Blockbuster, I think that's kind of a cool thing to have like the Blockbuster sticker still in the case. Like so I keep that stuff there. But on a side note, as I'm reaching up there, I'm grabbing this and I look at it, it's $5. I'm like, sure, I'm buying a Master System game in 2025 for $5. This is happening. Somebody like taps on my shoulder. I'm like, what the hell? It's like one of my kids trying to get my attention. And there's somebody next to me with a mask. And they just kind of like point at the game. And I was like, yeah, it's a Master System game. You don't see these anymore. So they whip out their phone, right? Start hammering around this message. And then they show me like, I've seen a bunch of old games here since the store opened. And I'm like, are we doing this on the phone? It's like, is this a thing? Are we going to do this? I was like, well, this is my first time here. It used to be a Value Village, but I never found anything. So we kind of quit coming over here. It was always kind of dirty, but this store seems pretty nice. Back to the phone, hammered out some reply. And so I had this whole like 30-minute nonverbal conversation with someone. And we talked about all sorts of stuff. I was like, well, why, you don't want the copy of Halo up there? And I have to wait for the reply, right? And they said, who doesn't have a bunch of copies? So then I pulled out my LAN party photos, like, look what we do with all of our copies of Halo. And just, I had this back and forth. And I was like, I do a video game podcast every week with some friends. You may be interested. You like this kind of stuff. You may be interested in listening. Then they handed me the phone. It's like, they said you type it in on the phone and handed it to me. So I'll put our podcast name in there. So maybe a new follower, just somebody that, and that was a new experience for me. Like I've never had this sort of interaction before, but we were talking games and they had a Walkman, like they had a Walkman in their pocket. They were listening to stuff and they had tapes there and, they were there with a friend and they were buying CDs. Like the CDs were in good condition and like priced appropriately. And I highly recommend this particular Savers. This was an awesome experience. And we may have gotten a new person to listen to us talk games. And I thought that was super cool. But that is it for me. I've been super busy the past couple weeks, so there have been no games played. We didn't talk last week's Call of Duty, but I think we caught that up enough with you guys' inclusion with the casual mode. I keep wanting to try to call it something else, but it's definitely just a casual mode, right? That's what they call it.
Yeah.
You tap that mode to launch into that world.
It's in the menu system. It's just as casual.
Okay.
I guess it was part of this of our Verdansk update.
Yeah. Bringing in the casual mode. We're casuals again. Bunch of old men trying to hang out and have a good time, and I get murdered by people in the sky and in the sea. Tooth by land, tooth by sky. I guess we'll get into the news, right? We kind of flip-flopped on everybody this episode. We dove into the games played there pretty early. The first news story, Xbox's Stream Your Own Games now available. And Brant alluded to this a little bit, but I think he's doing a little bit of extra tweaking to do the xCloud streaming on his Steam Deck, so that might not be an official endorsement for that method or an official way to access those yet, potentially. This comes from Chris Scullion at VideoGamesChronicle.com. Xbox's Stream Your Own Game feature on console is now available to all Game Pass Ultimate members. Xbox has opened up its Stream Your Own Game feature. Back in November 2024, Microsoft started letting Game Pass Ultimate members play select games they own via cloud streaming on PC, phone, tablet, handheld, and most devices with access to a web browser. In December 2024, the feature was extended to Xbox One and Series X and S consoles, but it was only made available for Xbox insiders in the Alpha Skip Ahead and Alpha Rings, who were also Game Pass Ultimate members. Now, starting today, the feature has been taken out of insider access, meaning all Game Pass Ultimate subscribers can now stream select games from their own library on their console. There are numerous benefits to this. For example, players with Xbox One consoles can now purchase and stream select Xbox Series X and S games without having to buy a new console. I did not realize that when I saw this news article. That's a very cool feature. So, say Indiana Jones, right? If you have Xbox One, you could potentially stream Indiana Jones with Game Pass to that old Xbox. That's dope. That's really fucking cool. There are numerous benefits to this. Yes, I said that. It also means that players will be able to save on storage space on their console by only installing certain games they own and opting to stream others, something that will be particularly useful for owners of the launch version of the Xbox Series S, which only had 512 megabytes of storage. That is not right. That definitely is gigabytes, right? The library of supported games has also been increased to more than 100 titles, with recent additions including Disney Epic Mickey Rebrushed, Lego Marvel Superheroes, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, Tape 2, and Wonder Stop. The full list can be found on the Xbox website. Is Lost Odyssey one of those titles that can be streamed? That's our Lost Odyssey watch update. or Blue Dragon.
I would have screamed in the chat. I don't think there's any 360 ones yet, outside of maybe a handful of others.
Yeah. Starting today.
I don't know. I don't remember. I haven't actually went on there and looked, so I don't even know if there's any 360 ones outside of maybe what Brant's talking about with Fallout 3.
This will broaden the previously announced devices from November that includes Samsung Smart TVs, Amazon Fire TV devices. I think it's just the Fire Pro Max or whatever they call the one with the Wi-Fi 6E integration. MetaQuest headsets, as well as other browser-supported devices like PC, smartphones, and tablets. Members can save time and hard drive space and play their games immediately without needing to download and install them first. I have done that most recently with one of the Forza Horizons. I wanted to just jump in and see what it was like. And I think I told y'all on the show, like it was flawless. Like I couldn't tell that I was not playing a locally installed game. The performance and everything was really, really good. Ooh, I'm excited about this next article. Do we have anything we want to add on the game streaming? This is just part of their path, right? They're playing of everything's an Xbox and making all those titles available everywhere.
It's cool. I mean, I get it. If I wasn't such a physical gamer, it's definitely very convenient, because even if I wanted to play my physical game on my actual 360 of a 360 game that's backwards compatible, load that data to the cloud, and then I could access it from my Xbox One, Xbox Series, xCloud on my phone, or on a ROG or Steam Deck or wherever, and pull that data in. And I mean, you can just continuously play your games, like Xbox has said, anywhere, everywhere.
This is an Xbox. They're getting closer and closer. This also comes from Jordan Midler at VGC, VideoGamesChronicle.com. Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion remastered screens and details have leaked. The images, which include screenshots comparing the original game to the remaster, as well as the promotional art for the game, are circulating on social media after a leak from a Virtuos website. First found in Resetera, the images show off comparison images from the original game and the new remaster. According to the website, the game will be titled The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered and is being developed in collaboration with Bethesda Dallas, and Bethesda Rockville, don't go back to Rockville, are working on the game alongside Virtuos. Oblivion Remastered will release for PC, Xbox Series X and S, including Game Pass and PS5. According to the site, the date is April 26th, I think we saw. Oh, it's also going to be a deluxe edition, apparently. There's rumored improvements to the stamina system, making it less frustrating for the player, including knockdown. The HUD is being improved to make it more aesthetically appealing to young players. And damage inflicted on the player and NPCs responses have changed, and archery will be improved. which is how I play these games. So I'm very excited for this. I love Oblivion. I know I've talked about on the show, like that was the first game of that generation that I felt was like, this is a next gen experience. Like I can't play this on Xbox or PS2 or GameCube. I will be trying that out on Game Pass day one.
I'm not going to believe the leaks until I see the
it's
remastered horse armor.
Remastered horse armor. It's supposed to be in that DLC thing. There's like a call back to that horse armor. All right, I'll let you guys talk about a marathon real quick.
So Marathon actually, they had, I believe it was last Saturday, Sunday. They did the reveal trailer showing off this revival of Marathon, which is described as a team-based extraction shooter. Players play as mercenaries who have given up their human form for biosynthetic shells with unique abilities and stats. You form a crew of 3 and battle against up to 18 players in each zone. So you choose a runner and a scavenger, and go through and compete and loot all over the planets or areas you drop into. And the objective is to extract with the loot you collect. If your team dies, the loot could be collected by other players. They showed off that you could play not just with 3 people if you wanted to. There's like a mode where you could be a single runner, but the goal is to combine like different skill sets and things in order to have better runs and all this. And with each run you get, more loot and carry more gear, better stuff throughout your gameplays. There's going to be a closed alpha actually starting this week.
We're going to try this?
April 23rd. Maybe. I'm not like super up on extraction shooters, but
this could be the one for us.
Trying it.
This could be the one for us.
Any player interested in testing Marathon ahead of its September release can sign up on the Marathon Discord. So it's going to be releasing on all the major platforms: PS5, Series consoles, PC. Won't require a PlayStation Network account.
Since Bungie's under the Sony umbrella now.
Yeah.
Fix your game. Yeah, I just tried the whole sign up through Discord thing, and it's too many steps already. And I was like, no, I don't think I'm that interested either. Don't put a barrier of entry for me trying this out. I'm not gonna make it through.
It's been rumored that the price point is probably going to be more along the $40 price range. Not going to be a free to play model. More along like the Helldivers price point.
What else, Brant? What else was $40?
I'm drawing a blank.
And was live for like 2 weeks before the rug was pulled out from underneath it.
Oh, Concord.
Yeah.
We're not. The joke's not. The joke's not half a copy of Mario Kart World.
Concord plus Marathon equals
no,
Mario Kart World.
Once Sony shut down the servers and like vacuumed up all traces of the of Concord, it kind of like even vacuumed it from the back of my mind there.
I've seen a lot of comparisons with that, the rumored $40 price point. So, but you guys think things can survive at that? Helldiver showed it, and then it was like immediately, 3 or 4 months after, Concord did not live up to that $40 billing. Well, Helldivers was a lot of word of mouth.
Supposed to be the big one.
Yeah.
That was the weird thing, is like Sony didn't really they put Helldivers in a bunch of their state of plays, but they didn't really put a spotlight on it. They didn't do a major push. They didn't go through and put all the all the chips in. They really tried to push Concord. They really tried to market and boost it up, and the flip flop happened where Helldivers did really good and Concord couldn't get off the ground.
Yeah. And it was Cesar telling us, like, word of mouth, like, hey, this Helldivers 2 game is a lot of fun. You guys might want to jump on this one and try it out.
I was sold within, 2 minutes of watching y'all play it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Concord, I mean, I didn't think it was a bad game, but I think the amount of people that were talking about it and not playing on the beta, they probably should have set off a red flag where they pushed it back and try to retool it and do a couple more betas. You know what I mean?
What do you do though when you've got all that money tied up into it?
I mean, you take the hit right now; it's gone. I think.
Yeah.
If you bring up a good point. Do you waste more? I mean, do you pour more money into something that started leaking? I don't know, man. I think at that point you do a couple more betas and change some things and see if it picks up. But I think they learned their lesson from that one. So depending on how this alpha and betas are doing for this marathon, we'll see if it makes that September release date. I'm assuming it will, but
yeah, I mean it looks interesting, but I just don't know if it's that same problem with all the other ones. I don't know if it has that staying power, because all those games, the hero shooters, extraction shooters, all that's they all kind of already have their niche market, their niche game. Yeah. And it's so hard to break in and get those people from those other games.
You're really just playing market interruption.
Yeah. So,
I mean, to Brant's point, it's hard to do when you put a price tag on there. So, especially when it's rumored to be $40.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to bring in people when it's free. You know what I mean? It'd be like it's good.
It could be great though.
It looks great.
You have to. I think I'll see a lot. I think we'll see a lot more betas coming this summer, right? I think we'll see more.
Yeah.
Not just one or two. I think we'll see some more. That's how you're going to sell people on it. So you have to, right? If you're going to expect people to pay a premium and get a audience in there to keep people into that ecosystem to start playing stuff that's different than anything else. I mean, I'm down to play beta and see if we like it, right? Because I mean, right now at this point we're kind of bouncing around multiplayer games as it is. So I mean, there's nothing like before, and last year would have been like, we're okay with Warzone.
Or Helldivers. We were deep into Helldivers too.
Yeah, I don't mind going back to that too. So it's been a minute.
Same.
And they're always updating it, like it's new content all the time.
So I foresee that we'll see more betas, at least 2 more. That's how you're gonna get, and more open ones. That way you can get build up more buzz and build on it. So
just send me to your website. Don't send me to your Discord.
Yeah, that was annoying. I immediately was kind of out on that because I have all my credentials, a thumb ID or touch ID, whatever they call it, away, and then now I have to download Discord because I don't have Discord on the iPad, and it's like I'm already out. It's already one extra step I'm not wanting to do here. Then I'm on the Discord, then it's going to be notifications, and as people wants to connect, and it's like, oh God, why are we doing this here?
Yeah, you get in the public chats and Discord and let you know, like, so-and-so made an announcement. And I'm like...
Bungie has a new comment in the Marathon Discord. It looks slick. I would give this a go.
I think the whole... I think it's a poor man's version of doing Discord, because I think it's easier to do a conversation, talk about bugs and stuff like that, because it's an open chat-esque area. Right. So I think that's the reason why they did it. So,
and I'm sure they're funneling like community comments and stuff through some sort of AI algorithm to get a summary of comments and concerns and questions and that sort of thing.
I do have a couple of Kickstarters for games I did kickstart, and like some of the requirements was to get Discord, and I'll still get some for like I can't recall. I mean, I can look over here in my Discord since we're fucking in it. Uden Chronicles. I still get like chats from there when they announce like the DLC comes out and stuff like that. That's usually what they announce, or like, oh, there's a guidebook. You know, we came out with a guidebook in Japan. You know, stuff like that. So,
just another method of communication.
Yeah, but it's more dedicated to that content from that piece of media versus just the generic one we get from social media, which can be overbearing sometimes because I don't like to be on social media all day long. So,
same.
I mean, the only reason why I kept Twitter is because Twitter Japan is very different than Twitter in the rest of the world. They don't have a lot of that nonsense bullshit going on over there. So,
makes sense. Twitter Japan. Speaking of announcements from Japan.
Then we had the Mario Kart World Direct, which I did not watch.
I did watch this. I watched this one.
Same.
Basically, what was it, 15 minutes long? Nintendo revealed some of the courses. So they have the Retro 3 Mario Brothers Circuit, the Urban Crown City, and the canal-based Salty Speedway.
And
the snowy,
just like
the snowy Starview Peak, and a new haunted course, Boo Cinema. And this rundown's from Chris Golian at VGC or VideoGameChronicles.com. And they went over some new items, includes the coin shell, which fires ahead and leaves coins behind, the ice flower, which freezes enemies, and the hammer, which flies in an arc and wedges into the ground for a while, and Kamek, which transforms opponents. The Mega Mushroom and Feather items will also return.
Yeah, I like that coin shell. So it says, you could shoot a shell and it leaves coins as it goes behind it, but they're not just for you. Like other people can intercept those and steal all your coins if they're next to you.
Neato. Nintendo also detailed how outfits will work in the game. Races will feature dash food, and by collecting and eating it, characters will transform into an outfit related to the food. You eat sushi, for example, they'll wear a Japanese outfit. Once an outfit has been unlocked, it becomes available for your use in the character select screen. So I guess it's just cosmetic that you unlocked. And there's nothing...
Yeah, they showed like this Yoshi Cafe, like you would drive through the Yoshi Cafe. Brant, did they say you spend coins on it? Like I didn't see really where the currency was.
It's just like floating there.
Yeah, you just go pick up food. Like, are they just going to hand them out randomly to everybody, or?
I don't know.
Yeah, because it was like, Cesar, you'd roll through and pick up this food at the Yoshi Cafe, and it would change your whole character's appearance, like top to bottom, and then they're unlockable on the main screen. I'm like, is that how this works? Like, is this going to be a regular thing? But
I guess it's similar to what they did in Mario Kart 8, where you get the different cosmetics for your carts and stuff like that. But I mean, I know some of that kind of changed some of the dynamics to how the cart played a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, this seems to just be sitting out in the open world for some reason. It's going to be interesting. There's a lot of content in this game.
New tricks confirmed, including the charge jump, which can be used for leaping over obstacles, jumping on grind rails, jumping over obstacles, and pulling off wall jumps, and the ability to rewind gameplay if a trick or shortcut was missed. Though other races will continue to move forward as normal. The free roam option also was also shown in more detail. Players can freely drive around the game's map, but also can hit P switches to start missions, as well as find hitting coins, hidden panels, and more. Players can also free roam with other players online and use as a photo mode. This is just basically Forza Horizon with Mario Kart. The game will support a 4-player split screen on a single Switch 2 console and local wireless up to 8 players, which up to 2 players able to play on each system. 4 consoles with 2 on each, for example. Online races support 24 players.
The P switches were cool because they're all over the place, and then like you jump on one, and it gives you like a little mission parameter at the bottom, and then you have to either like jump back and forth on the rails and grab the blue coins in a certain amount of time, or go to a certain area. Like it seemed like a good way to fill time in this area, just driving around and getting used to the mechanics and stuff.
Driving assist controls will also be returning for younger players, including smart steering, tilt controls. New Joy-Con 2 wheel accessory will be released for those who prefer using such a shell. I don't know what that means. Mario Kart World is the first brand new main console entry in Mario Kart series for more than a decade. The last one was Wii U in 2014, and it was re-released as Deluxe for the Switch. Until then, there's been a bunch of spin-offs. Mario Kart Tour for cell phones or mobile devices, as well as Richard's Game of the Week, Mario Kart Live Home Circuit.
We bought 2 of those. That game's fun. It's fun.
It hasn't delivered a full-fledged new console game until now. Mario Kart World will release June 5th, the same day as the Switch 2 console, and it will be sold standalone, $80 or £75. or is available as part of a bundle consisting of the Switch 2 console and download code for the game.
They made it very clear in this thing. This is the killer app for the Switch 2. So if you have access to another friend of the show, Buish and I were talking about this. If you have access to another console and you could play Hogwarts Legacy and Cyberpunk and a bunch of these other indie games that are coming, finally going to be like playable on a Switch type console. The Switch is maybe less appealing right off the rip, unless Mario Kart and Donkey Kong are your jam. But there was a lot of content in this title. There's so much shit to do. They showed off the cameras, like you can do one camera and 4 people in the same room, and it can find your face and like attach your face above your racer. And then when they get hit with a shell or something, like the face spins up and down, and they can see your reaction and things like that.
Nintendo has stuff on a camera. But yeah, me and my co-worker were talking about this because he saw that they increased the prices for the Joy-Cons. It's like almost $100 now for a set of Joy-Cons.
Yep.
And he's like, man, he's like, gaming is becoming it's not even a regular hobby anymore. It's an elitist hobby now. He's like, if I was just gonna buy, it's like the little money I get. If I was just gonna buy a console, he said he would probably buy like a Switch 2 just because if you can play a lot of third-party games on there and Nintendo stuff. He said he can't afford everything else anymore, so he's pretty much out the game getting multiple consoles now at this point.
You pick your exclusives at that point, right? You try to decide like which ones you can live without or with, and Microsoft stuff kind of is going everywhere. And Sony's does eventually, but Nintendo's is definitely locked on that hardware.
And so, everything's going up. I mean, we haven't talked about it yet on this podcast yet, but PSN prices have been going up around the world. It's only a matter of time. They went up in Canada. It's only a matter of time it's going to hit the US at some point. Yeah, so at that point he was talking about, he's like, man, I can't afford multiple consoles anymore. He's like, I just got to pick and choose one. He said he's either that or he's going to actually sit down and buy him a PC. He's like, I do more with a PC. So
our episode title last week, Switch 2 PC.
Yeah,
there goes Brent. This had the line.
Yep.
So I don't.
It's hard.
I don't know where
all that stuff.
I don't know where I read it somewhere, but I know somebody somewhere is making it their mission to get these games playable on PC. So
already,
yeah, somebody's already did the groundwork for it. So
I bet it will take long.
Yeah,
nope. I mean, that code base is already out there for that Tegra 1. It's just, I'm sure it's an iterative.
It's an old Tegra. Yeah,
it's an iterative base on that Tegra 1.
So like, if you guys, there's a website that me and all three of us are familiar with. I won't say it on here. That delivered alternate storefronts.
I was gonna say, does it rhyme with corn tub?
No. So they no longer distribute the said ROMs off their website anymore. They went underground. I have the way to get into it now because they were getting a cease and desist from Nintendo, and now the way they run it, they can't get touched anymore. So,
was part of the title of this site your favorite genre of novel? Perhaps romance.
Yes.
Okay. That's right. Okay. I thought it was the right one. Yeah, I recently checked in on that and struck out. I was like, is something different here? I was going to ask you guys, but
he that said person broadcasted it for a month and then decided to take it down. It's like whoever's in there's in there. So
damn.
Yeah, it's like wow. So I have the keys to the kingdom, so because nice. I happen to luckily was on there when it happened and know the new methods of getting stuff and getting it out of there. So yeah.
Ooh. It's SR we trust.
And it's funny that. Yep, I'll just leave it at that. I don't want to give out too much information. So
exactly.
For that information, join the Patreon.
Yes.
$9.95 a month.
So we'll hook you up.
You too.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
That way I can further incriminate myself. Yes.
Oh God. Yeah. You knew they would be getting out of that business at some point. It probably lasted longer than any of us ever expected it would be able to. In its current iteration at that time.
Well, actually, the pre-orders for the Switch 2 are actually supposed to go live this week, the 24th. I believe is when it goes on. And did y'all see that new trailer they put out for it with Paul Rudd?
Oh yeah, the callback to the Super Nintendo ad that he did with him. Oh, that was
got the same hairstyle and the same clothes. Yeah,
extremely well done. Yeah, the hairstyle was like, ooh. Now you're playing with superpower. I love that ad. Where do we stand on pre-orders? Are we chasing it? What are we doing here collectively as a show?
I'm not chasing anything. I mean, if it's available for me and I get one, that's great. If not, and like I said, we talked about this on the stream last night. I'm just gonna pull a B rant, and if I'm out and about and I happen to see it, and I'm like, okay, it's time. If I don't, I'm not killing myself over it. So.
I mean, they're going so far as to do midnight pre-orders. So I know GameStop is doing midnight pre-orders both online and in store.
Yeah,
they said every store will be open. Yep.
I mean, they gotta be. This is like their last hurrah, right? This is probably the last console GameStop ever launches.
So I think they said Thursday 11 a.m. is when stores open, so they'll do pre-orders then.
So
24th.
I don't know. I know somebody that's in my life definitely wants the Mario Kart bundle one. And the thing is like that's going to be available. That was the other thing at the very end of that Mario Kart World show. They had like
limited time,
small print at the bottom. Limited time through October or something like that.
It was like
through
fall this year. Yeah.
So this thing that bundle is not going to be there when you try to run to your local retailer and buy it for your kid this holiday season.
So Buish got a Series X when they came out, right? Cesar, friend of the show, Mark's Knight, and I were vacationing at the time those went live, and they were able to lock in pre-orders, and I was kind of still on the fence, and it took me about 4 or 5 months to get a Series X. But Buish was like, if I hop on Target or whatever and I'm able to order it, then I'll get it. And he got one very, very soon after launch, if not at launch. And I think I might be the same way. Like I'm not hustling for this thing.
Oh.
I don't think it's going to be the hit they think it is. I think it initially will be, but I'm not sure how long the legs are going to be on this thing. Especially with all the accessories went up. We didn't talk about the market conditions changing the pricing on all the accessories going up. The console did not go up. It's still $450, or you can get the Mario Kart bundle for $499 or $500.
For now, they said at the end of that prices change. Things can happen. So
yeah.
And the thing is, still even after that direct, people are looking at Mario Kart World and going, the bulk of that direct was confirming what you already showed us like 3 weeks ago in the Switch direct. So like you showed us a little bit more. You haven't really given us that aha moment. Like people were thinking that this was going to be like that jump from Simpsons Road Rage to Simpsons Hit and Run, kind of like, oh, what if you get out of the cart and have like platforming sections, and then you get back in the cart, but it's, I mean, it looks very impressive with what they have done.
Does it need to be though?
I don't know. The thing is, it's just it looks
feels
really
like Forza
good
to me. It feels like Forza Horizon, which I'm okay with that. I'm
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it more like Forza, like what Cesar's saying. But there's a lot of people that are like, I just don't. The $80 price range.
It's not a lot of real people on social media sometimes, but I do. Because a lot of people tend to bitch about stuff, and then that doesn't usually follow the masses. Because stuff does sell, some stuff doesn't.
Well, I don't remember anybody like really complaining about $70 for Tears of the Kingdom. Like some people were a little shocked at it, but I think a lot of people looked at it and were like, "Yeah, I get it. This game it's a miracle that they got it working as well as they did on the Switch."
I'm 100% in Richard's camp, man. I feel like this is going to be like another Wii U PS3 thing where it sells out in the very beginning and then it just kind of sits there until more stuff comes out because they're like, oh, great, I can play Cyberpunk, this 4-year-old game on my Switch 2. Cool.
Yeah.
It's much more iterative. We don't have that, even though Mario Kart's the killer app and we really know what we're getting there. And there's a lot, I feel like there's a lot of content in that Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would be a lot of fun to just like drive around with you guys. Like we're not in a race. We're just like fucking around with the environment and seeing what we can get into and shooting shells at each other and stuff. I think that'd be a good time. But is that your gateway into the $500 machine at the same time?
Well,
I'll pay $500 for us all play Splatoon 3 together properly.
See, and
I was gonna say whenever we all get it, we need to have a whole night of streaming Mario Kart World, Splatoon, and all this stuff with all of our game chat and all of that all together.
When we were talking about like iteration and stuff, like Splatoon 3 it added just enough on top of that layer of Splatoon 2 to be like this ultimate package, right? That was a phenomenal game at that point. We played a good bit of that, albeit through their bullshit, we had to call each other essentially and just talk to each other on the phone. Yeah, but
I mean, it's going to sell out. This is going to sell out, right? The pre-order's going to sell out. This is going to be hard to find. Just for how long is a question, right? So,
but the PS3 did. Going back to your analogy there, the PS3 did as well. The Wii U was sold out initially.
Yeah, because I mean, PS3 was what? Market. PS3 sold out right at the beginning of November. They didn't get any more till January. Remember, after January, sat.
Yep,
it sat. So
they did. We had them in my store forever.
That's when they cut the emotion engine and cut the hard drive.
I think that took about a year or so. Yeah, like 40 gig model.
They're like, man, we gotta sell these things. But then those 60 gigs, those originals became kind of coveted.
And it forced them, like the market determines, like, okay, we're not going to buy these $599 PS3s. Why not? We need better software support. We even ended up getting the PlayStation Classics on the store. Like, online was free. There was a bunch of like pro-consumer things that came out of that to convince people to buy into that ecosystem if they had been on the fence before.
So I mean, the crazy things we're spitballing here, the only true next gen game coming out day one is Mario Kart World, right? Everything else seems to be a upgraded version of something that's already out.
Yeah,
right.
Donkey Kong's a couple months away.
I mean, because like the other one was Mario Party Jamboree plus whatever bullshit, right? But that's like upgraded. Zelda's upgraded. Yeah.
Everything's either got a DLC or a Switch 2 version.
And I was reading somewhere those Switch 2 carts play on the Switch 1. They just don't get all the benefits like the Zelda. You can get the Zelda for Switch 2 and pop it into a Switch 1.
I think they said it was those ones that are just the upgrades. Yeah.
It plays that game just without the benefits of it, but you have the little shiny new red cartridge thing with the red case.
Yeah. Which is smart. I mean, because if people can't get they need Zelda and they can't get a Switch 2, I mean, you future-proof yourself, right? Just go and buy that one. But I mean, you're paying. I don't know, man. It's cheaper to buy the other one. It's weird, right? We got this thing because like we didn't talk about what Shuhei Yoshida said. Where he was he felt like Nintendo was playing it too safe. Remember where he did on that conference where a lot of people are like giving him grief about it,
identity or something like that.
They're giving him grief about it. And some people's like, this is normally what they do. But I was like, he's
not wrong.
He's like, they normally blow my socks off by showing me like a different way to play. He's like, right now. It's like an upgraded Switch.
But
it's safe.
And I feel like part of your way to do that is like the mouse interactivity, right? Like that's new. That's a new way to play. But then the software highlighting that.
I need a fucking table, my couch area? No.
The option is there though. I mean, just like I don't want to stand up and use the Wii. I don't want to play Wii Tennis and stand up and use the Wii remote. Like, yeah, there could be a barrier there. But the software that's going to show you this mouse thing is $10. You don't get it with the console. That's a misstep right there, I think. I think that's a bigger misstep than...
The only game that comes out that can utilize it launch is Civ 7, right? Civ 7's a launch game, I think.
And the Drift, what about that Drift Cars or whatever, the basketball thing?
That's July also. I don't think it's launched.
It's down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know.
Yeah, I would be envious if one of y'all got it to play Mario Kart World, but I don't think it'd be the end of the world for me. I'd be like,
yeah. The biggest letdown already for me is the OS, because it's the exact same. It looks the exact same as the Switch. They didn't upgrade it. They didn't like. It sounds the same. It looks the same. It's bland. It's like, yeah, it works.
Extremely safe, I think, is the best. That's the best term I've heard.
In this market, it's smart. But, I don't know.
It kind of reeks of a Switch Pro, right? Like, it's not really an iterative new thing. It's just kind of a Switch Pro. Maybe this is what we were going to get those couple years back when we got the OLED one. 3DS XL. Or the
new 3DS.
2DSi or whatever it was. It just had, like, the cameras built into it.
I don't know, man. That's why I would be a little bit envious if you got Mario Kart, but then if I was the only one that got Mario Kart World and y'all didn't, I'd be like, I don't know what I'm doing here. There's nothing else on here that's selling me on it, right? There's nothing, like, I have a shit ton of Switch games I have not played, which that would be the big selling point for me. If we discussed this before in this podcast, as Richard said, that supposedly there's that 60 frames per second patch for Xenoblade Chronicles X. There's the Paper Mario 1000 Year Door upgrades that were on there for a long time, but none of that stuff. They've only hinted like, oh, some of these games are going to be updated to work on here at some point. But none of that stuff is like, oh, the shit's already out. It seems like it's on there. We just need to turn it on. There's none of that stuff come out. It's like they're just like, oh, we're going to like trickle feed this stuff to keep people playing. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, man.
And they should be doing that. They should be leading that charge on that stuff instead of us waiting for like a Digital Foundry video to show us that a Xenoblade Chronicles X runs at double the frame rate or whatever, right? It shouldn't come out to that. It should be them leading the charge on that stuff.
I don't know, man.
At least for our niche. I mean, are we the 5% or whatever where these sales are just going to be unaffected? They don't even care?
I don't think they care until they fall on their face, right? At that point, and then they've got to do the 3DS thing again. So
ambassador program.
Like, oh, we're sorry, we fucked up.
Here's some NES games.
There's some Game Boy Advance games on thing you can never buy again. You can only get it because it was part of the ambassador program.
Hey, I still got my ambassador certificate and those ROMs on my 3DS. I transferred it to every 3DS I got. It worked. The Pikmin moved.
I don't know, guys. I mean, I'm gonna be like y'all. I'll try for it on Thursday, but if I don't get it, I'm like,
I'm with Cesar though. The only thing that's like really pushing me toward the Switch 2 is the facts that we've seen the cracks in the limitations of the original Switch for the past like 3 or 4 years now. And it would be awesome to pop the games I already have, almost 200 something games, and pop them in the system, and it's like, oh, hey, that actually runs like I would think it should. But
I'm finishing Link's Awakening if I get that thing. Yeah. That's probably one of my first games. I'm popping Link's Awakening in there, or Super Mario Odyssey.
They said that's getting a patch, but what day, right? It just says coming at some point. Because that game did stutter. When I played it, I beat that game. That game did stutter on the original hardware. It was
jarring to me.
So,
yeah. But what was crazy is like people that actually modded their system. God forbid. Modders actually had those games had those games running better, like easily
on some of those.
Like either a little bit of overclocking or a little bit of tweaking here and there. I think a lot of in some of the places, the Link's Awakening, that vignette effect fucked like some stuff up. But I don't know.
I hope I'm wrong, but this reeks of like a Wii U launch where I'm excited and it's like this shit kind of just crash and burn.
I had to have that Wii U, man, and then Mark's night and I got back to the house and played a bunch of new Super Mario U.
I was excited. I bought it the same day as y'all, and I remember we had to do that 11 gig update to fix it, and it was like, don't let it break in the update. Remember, because you'll break the console. I remember reading that online.
Yep.
I'm sitting there watching the pads like, dear God.
Yeah,
dear God, please don't crash on me. Oh God, I don't know, guys. It's gonna sell because it's Nintendo right now, and Nintendo's hot, and I just don't know how well it's gonna sell for how long. So
yeah.
It's going to be an interesting story to watch this year for sure. We'll be discussing it. Tune in to the NOFODcast for Switch launch news and Fallout and whatever else happens.
So the last thing we got here, and that was our Mario Kart stuff. And next up is our favorite weekly segment from Megan Spur.
Megan Spur!
From the newsxbox.com. It's coming to Game Pass edition. Was it the middle of the week or whatever they call it, mid-month, second drop? I don't know what to call it.
Wave 2.
Wave 2. Thank you.
Thank you.
Available today, now. It's GTA 5. This is coming to all versions of Game Pass, except for Core. I have no idea what versions we're doing here anymore. This because it's so convoluted. But I think
they made that worse.
To make it to note that the PC version for the first time will have the new enhanced with the better graphics. I don't know why 2K is so behind on PCs because we're not getting GTA 6 at launch, and then they always step behind. I don't know, get it, but whatever. All right, available now. Neon White is coming to console, which is Game Pass standard. SpongeBob, the Patrick Star game, and that's coming to. I'm not going to say where it's coming to because this is ridiculous.
Brent, have you played this one?
No, I have not.
This isn't a port, right? This is a new one.
No, it's like a new game.
It's a new one from your favorite publisher, Game Mill. Crime Scene Cleaner, which I've seen a lot of people stream.
Oh,
Tempopo.
There was a movie like that. Sunshine Cleaning was Amy Adams and Emily Blunt like cleaning up crime scenes and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I think the big one here for this week coming out in 4 days is Clear Obscure Expedition 33, which is that turn-based RPG.
The French
going to be available day one.
This looks good.
Another big one, which is April 29th. I think they've shown on a couple of IDs, is Towerborn. And this is going to be game preview.
Is this multiplayer? I see 4 people out there.
Don't know.
Maybe we try this out.
It seems like that.
Yeah.
Then you have Far Cry 4 on April 30th, Anno 1800, Modern Warfare 2. It's finally coming to Game Pass May 1st, but I think this is the remake, not the original. So
yes.
Dredge, in case you missed it. EA Sports NHL 25 is available now, just in time for playoffs.
Yeah, playoff hockey right now.
Then you have DLC game updates, which is Forza Horizon 5, Horizon Realms. Drops on April 25th. And this also coincides with the release of the PlayStation 5 release. I think this is supposed to be more of a multiplayer game, so I think this is where they do the cross-console stuff, if I remember correctly. Your in-game benefits.
Okay.
Is Call of Duty Warzone Game Pass Pack 1. This is a thing that they started doing with their exclusive games. They were going to see more of it, and then you get like a couple of operator skins, weapon blueprints, emotes, just a couple of things. And then your Xbox Game Pass Ultimate perks, which is Naraka Blade Point, Ignis Bundle, and Stumble Guys. And then the most important part is leaving April 30th Game Pass is your NHL 23, Have a Nice Death, Kona 2, Sniper Elite 5, The Last Case of Benedict Fox, which sounds like a Wes Anderson film.
It does. It absolutely does. I can see the claymation and everything.
Thirsty Suitors, The Rewinder, and that is your Game Pass update for Megaspur from Xbox Wire. So.
Well done, sir. I think the big ones there are Have a Nice Death and Sniper Elite 5, maybe. I don't think I've heard of any of these other ones. I mean, NHL 23 is not a huge loss because you're getting NHL 25, so. Yeah, I've been wanting to play Dredge, and Expedition 33 is of course the big standout. And Neon White, that's been on my list for a minute too.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big month, so I'm curious to see how well that runs on the ROG. I'll probably. They've been very, very good on using that AI upscale with AMD. Because I played Valve on there with no issues with that upscaling from FSR3, and it hits about 60 frames, so very impressively.
Still need to try Valve.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, Stephanie's telling me about it nonstop. You got to try Valve. They're going to be very interested in the Oblivion remaster as well.
But that is our news for this week. And of course, we talked about games played and acquired earlier, beginning of the show.
Yeah. Is that it for us? Are we done here?
I think so, right?
Ladies and gentlemen,
pay close attention to next week after Thursday to see who was successful in pre-ordering a Switch 2 that we're not sure we're going to get or not. So
right, we're all up in the air until we all are easily able to get one, apparently, and then we're good.
I mean, I'll be up until midnight against my better judgment. Even though I have to go to work that morning, I'm just going to be super tired. But it is what it is. So.
Do we stream it? Do we stream our mad dash efforts of trying to potentially?
Yeah, me being upset because of a website's crash, and I got to possibly stay awake till 1 or 2 a.m. so they can reload it again. No.
What was the GameStop 11 o'clock thing? Was that online at 11? Were they the first one?
11 a.m. 11 a.m. Thursday, I think. The in-store and online.
In-store.
And online. They're going online at 11 a.m. also, yeah. So.
I mean, we talked about before, like, there's midnight launches at Best Buy, Target. Like, that would have been a lot of GameStop. Maybe not Target. So, I thought I saw that.
Target's doing 12 a.m. Eastern. Okay. So they're the first. I'm assuming Best Buy is also. Walmart might do the staggered stuff like they did with the PlayStation and Xbox in the past. I don't think they've said that they're going to doing anything at midnight, and Amazon doesn't look like they're doing anything at all because they're still in that little influx with Nintendo on their first party stuff for whatever reason. So.
Yep. So we'll see. May the odds forever be in your favor. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this week, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
See you.
Adios.